If you don't buy all the PC parts in the new Night 2 event, the conserver has 3 million HP. Now this is obviously impossible and you are dead, but how low can you go? Could you do 1 million damage, 2 million damage? Maybe with a glitch or something, is it possible? Well, in this video, Souls and I tried this. The first issue is the fact that the amount of money you get is pitiful. You get like 150,000 total cash by the time the boss spawns, which seems like a lot until you realize that's only 3 max NGs per person. So we had to get a bit creative, using cost-efficient towers like Brawler and Goldcrook over traditional DPS towers like Accelerator or Ranger. Due to the money from enemies being percentage-based, we also had to deal massive amounts of damage to the boss to get any amount of money, around 200,000 damage for only 20,000 cash per player. Our first attempt started with spamming level 0 Goldcrooks in this quite beautiful checkerboard pattern, and then we just upgraded them, which easily passed early game. Our main DPS for the boss was mostly Goldcrook, Pursuit, and Brawler due to their high DPS and cheap cost. The mid-game and later waves were easy enough. We got to the boss and we had a myriad of towers, though Souls decided to not place his Brawlers for some reason. We had around 12 level 3 Goldcrooks, 6 max Brawlers, 3 max NGs, and 10 level 3 Pursuits. This is a good mix of cheap DPS towers, and it was looking like we might be able to do 1 million damage to him, as he was already down 300k by this first bend. We kept damaging him, and I kept moving Brawlers and using the little money I got to max Crooks and NGs. Also, I had Cryomancer because it can slow bosses, but apparently it doesn't do that anymore because of a bug, so that's useless. Only a little while later, he was down 200,000 more HP, and it was looking like we might barely get 1 million damage on him. I marked commanders for my Brawlers and sold the Crooks that got out of range, replacing them with other towers. And as he got to the end, we did 873,962 damage, which is double the amount of HP he normally has, and is also impressive for how little cash you get. But this was only in duo, and we knew that trio might be better for this. We also brought Slasher, the melee tower that just got reworked. Every time it hits an enemy, it applies a bleed stack, which, when it hits 30 stacks, does a percentage-based amount of damage. Percentage-based damage on a 3 million HP boss? Pinch me because this might be a dream. We invited Craze Rex to join us, with all 3 of us bringing Slasher, hoping to cheese the boss with its OP bleed. We also brought the usual, like Brawler and Goldcrook, and we went into the game. We sped past early game and mid game without a hitch and quickly realized that trio might not be all that, because the eco was actually really bad. In solo, you get $40,000 per cash bonus from Conserver. In duo, it's $20,000, which makes sense because it's divided between 2 players. But in trio, you get $10,000? Where'd the other quarter go? And it's not just me not doing any damage. I've looked at like 5 videos and they're all 10,000 cash. Anyways, despite the quarter of eco lost along the way, we went along with it and spammed as many slashers as we possibly could, trying to get as many stacks of bleed as we could. And wave 20 came and the slashers did like no damage to him. After he got out of range of all the slashers, he was only 60,000 HP down. Needless to say, having spent half of your already struggling eco to do 60,000 total damage was not a good thing. Apparently Slash has a bleed damage cap or something. The Conserver waltzed into the exit with it down only 550,000 HP. With both duo and trio a done deal, I thought for a second and easy mode exists. Well, that's that. The boss only has 600,000 HP. The issue here is that your loadouts are set. Let's look at the loadouts at hand. This loadout has minigunner and mercenary base, which are decent for DPS, and commander is simply goated, but I don't think that's enough DPS. This one's got a... Wow, there are no DPS towers in that loadout, period. This one, holy shit, what were they thinking? Cowboy, Ranger, Gatling gun, and turret in the same loadout? Well, that's a clear choice, but this is basically just like being in hard mode, but the boss has 600,000 HP instead of 400,000, and you have no commander, DJ engineer, brawler, or anything else. So is it really possible? Oh, you have consumables. This is going to be really, really easy. I placed all my level 2 cowboys and then upgraded them to level 4, then got a Gatling gun to clutch leaks while I let my cowboys farm up money. I maxed the Gatling gun, waited until wave 20, stopped time, then got multiple turrets, multiple max rangers, and pointed the Gatling towards the entrance. I didn't bring a nuke sadly, which it would have been totally awesome to drop a nuke on the conserver, but whatever. I used all 3 of my buff consumables, giving a total of 60% faster fire rate and 20% more damage, which is almost double the DPS for around 40 seconds. It was looking pretty good, as I was already a third of his HP down at the first bend. I used the money I got to place more turrets and rangers, and I refreshed my buffs. He still had a quarter of his HP when he was this far into track, but I quickly realized I was fine when he had lost 100,000 HP in this short of time. I killed the conserver and beat Night 2 without buying the supercomputer, but I still had unfinished business. I'd done hard mode in duo and trio, so why not do solo too? I brought Brawler, Engineer, Goldmania, and Supports. Brawler easily soloed the first few waves, and I got Engineers to catch leaks. On wave 20, I had 6 max Brawlers, 6 max Engineers, and a few Gold Minis. He spawned, and by the time he got into the range of my Engineers, he had already taken 100,000 damage from the Brawlers. The DPS really started picking up after that, and he lost 300,000 more HP by the time he exited this loop. Exiting the range of my Engineers and God Minis, he was only 300,000 HP away from having taken 1,000,000 damage. By the time he exited, he'd taken 800,000 damage. This was only 70,000 less than in duo, which was pretty good. I also tried loadout with a Ranger and Gatling instead of NG and God Mini, which did 850,000 total damage to him. After this, I was ready to wrap it up and start scripting the video, but I saw a video that stuck out to me. Witherstar beat solo easy mode computerless with no consumables, so I decided to do it myself. This didn't mean I wouldn't use a timescale ticket, of course, because placing cowboys for 15 waves is boring. Oh yeah, that's the thing I did. Once I was about to league, I gradually upgraded them to level 4, but I decided to not get max cowboys since they're not very efficient for damage or money making. I got a Gatling gun to clutch up enemies that leaked without stealing damage from them, and on wave 19 I placed all my rangers. The boss spawned and I had a max Gatling, 3 max rangers, and a dream. I started damaging him and getting money, which I used to max my rangers and place turrets. By the time he exited the loop, I was 50,000 HP behind the run with consumables. As he was approaching the end of the map with over 200,000 HP, I knew it would be really close. I placed my turrets in spots where they couldn't see the exit, so I had to move them, but surely it doesn't matter because I have everything placed anyways besides cowboys. And he exited with 40,000 HP, which was pretty damn close. I watched Witherstar's video, and the only things he did different from me are these turret spots and these max cowboys, which I did not have. I don't know what to say other than I just stole his strategy, so I'll just say I stole his strategy. I did the same thing over again, and when the conserver came out, the only difference between this attempt and last attempt was that I had 12 max cowboys, which seemingly made a small difference as he had 20,000 less HP when exiting this loop. I marked my cowboys because I had extra money due to not needing to move the turrets, and for every cowboy I placed, my total DPS went up by 56. Over the around 60 seconds of extra cowboy DPS I had compared to last time, it totals to 40,000 extra damage, which seems to check out because I barely killed the conserver with no room to spare. Which means I beat Solo Night 2 with no computer consumable lists. Anyways, like and subscribe.